That's good.
So, welcome back, guys. Can leave me a quick feedback in the chat whether you see us, but you should. So, unpause the game and we should be able to continue here. So, I have set up one of our food lines. I'm gonna soon set up the other one.
And I'm currently building the first passenger railway line over here, which is kind of single track for now.
Where are you working?
You know, near the Hitchin town towards where you are, basically, and downwards a little bit. I will make the line to Lunsford right now for the beginning. I think that's a good start. It's a pretty big city. It's not the biggest, but it's big enough.
To where?
Lunsford Cross. Well, you know what? I can actually make it to Bexhill, because Bexhill isn't really that far away anymore. So where are you putting, where you're building your food chain and stuff like that?
Ah, okay. So where are you starting? I don't see anything yet. Or haven't you started yet?
At Lunsford Cross Brewery is the station name.
Ah, you're starting on the other end. Ah, there we go.
I'm starting over here, and I'm
just so the people on my end can see it as well. I just was scrolling around the map. Okay. Yeah, I can see the line.
It's all single track right now because I don't think we need much more at the moment.
Nah, so, not really.
Except for the station. The stations are like double track.
Yeah.
Still want to do a little bit more at the stations, but that will come with time. Want to build the line first. Let's see.
Yeah, okay, I have 6 viewers again. So, people, can you just give me a quick hello in the chat, just so I can see that the chat is also working again. Yeah, so let me check whether my fish is already arriving. Where was that? It was over here. Yeah, there's some fish waiting already, okay. The tinning factory was over there.
Let's go like this.
Actually,
lifted track construction.
lifted tracks? Where are those?
Oh yeah, I'm using those for the ramps on my railway, basically. So it looks a little bit better than having nothing on one side.
Is the game audio a little bit unsynced? I don't know. Really?
I don't know.
there's not a whole lot of game audio to hear at the moment, so I don't know.
That's probably true.
I mean, I can make a little bit... If that's on my end and it's only half a second or so, that might just be because of the network connection. Because if I trigger something, then it needs to go to DailyAKI and back to me before the sound is triggered or something like that, I believe. Because it doesn't trigger the sound because it's before it's executed on both our ends. So that might just be because we're playing multiplayer. Otherwise, I don't know. You heard it ahead of the time. I can't say anything about that. You shouldn't be able to hear it ahead of time. But if you do, then I don't know what the explanation is for that. Sorry.
Ahead of time. That's interesting. Let's need to stay on this height here. No, that went wrong.
I might actually add some more bus lines to our other big towns that we haven't.
Well, feel free to do that.
Because I kind of want all our big towns to start growing. How do I make a ring connection here? Might actually make that a tram connection.
Okay. Well, I see that you connected the harbor.
Yep.
I got a message.
You got a message about my harbor.
Yeah, your harbor connection. People are happy.
Yeah, I turned those off.
That's the only one that I still have on, I believe. So. Let's see. I need to go all the way down here to Brexhill. Not Brexhill, Bexhill. Let's make a couple of more platforms over here. Were you also gonna make something in Brexhill? Like a bus line or something?
I'm currently working on Peterhead.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, Azure Speed, I can listen to it, but even if you're right, I don't know what I could do about it, so... I mean, if it's 0.3 seconds before the tracks are built, I mean, I didn't build any tracks. So if it's that kind of delay, that can be because of the multiplayer thing, because Aki built the tracks. So that's certainly possible that you heard the sound of his track laying before you saw them appear. That might just be because of the way the game updates, that kind of thing. So that's perfectly possible.
That's the wrong one. I need this one.
Oh, Hitchin really hates us.
Yeah, they hate us.
No, that
you didn't know yet?
It's all your fault. You built too many tracks.
Yeah, true. No, wait. You're giving... No, it's not true.
You are always at fault for such things. Cities don't hate me. Yeah, they only hate other people.
Sure. They always love me in my games. I don't know.
Well, at least... No, actually, no. What? Raw industrial goods arriving? Ah, that's probably the cereals. But there should be some food eventually arriving. Why are they not delivering the food? Didn't I refit them?
I don't know.
Or didn't I... Have I not set any up yet?
It wouldn't be the first time that someone forgot to refit something, so...
Wait a second. No, I do have them set up.
No, 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 no. I don't want that.
No, they're running. Food vehicles are running. Why?
As long as you know, I did not touch them.
Ah, crap! The market is actually not accepting food. Ah.
Oh, that's funny.
Now it does. Might as well put that there then. I need to go around the corner anyway. So now they should have food arriving once the month turns around. Yeah, okay, that should be... Oh, the tram tracks, you mean? Yeah, I don't know. I'll lay a couple more in a couple of seconds, so then you can tell me again. But again, I don't know what I can do about that. That's probably not the stream delay, that's probably stuff from the game itself. I actually didn't pay attention to it myself because I have the game audio rather low.
Same over here, to be honest. Always have it on low.
Did you want me to do anything in Bexhill in terms of trams?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't mind. I don't mind if you do buses or trams. I'm just busy with this railway line, so...
Yeah, I'll probably do a tram line. Let me see here. Wow, that thing is big. How to do this best?
Not that one. Close down the windows over here. New verticals. What can we buy train-wise? Let's see, almost done. One more station, yes. Now we're back to the main station. Have you seen the amount of passengers waiting on Hitchin Central Station?
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it before.
A lot of people.
Yeah, once I'm done with this tram line, there will be probably, or hopefully, the same thing waiting here. So.
Well, I still have to confirm all. Stay for 400 ticks and stay on the other one for 400 ticks.
I'm gonna save the game real quick manually.
Yeah, you do that.
There we go.
First passenger train is driving around, so that's a new milestone.
Yeah, good stuff. I will probably end up using that line for something.
Oh, feel free to.
It should start growing some of our towns a little bit faster. Let's see whether I can find your passenger train. You can see the reservation. There it is. Which one did you use? The Dutch one? That's probably the only thing still available, right?
Yeah. It's the only thing we have right now. Yeah, the Dutch trains. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the Polish one might start in 1910 or 1914 or something like that.
Yeah, probably something like that. Yeah.
I think it started at World War I or something like that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I know that the Dutch one started at 1839 or something, 34. I don't know.
Yeah, pretty early. I did one single player live stream once where I started at 1850, so at least there, yeah.
I already bought a couple of trains because I have room for a couple of trains on this line, so it's going to be okay. How many trains? Yeah, they haven't really been to any stations yet, so...
I don't think it has anything to do with my version of the game, Azure. I didn't change anything in the multiplayer code, neither did I change anything in terms of sound. So I didn't touch the multiplayer code. So my multiplayer works exactly the same as any other multiplayer. Not sure why that is happening, but I really doubt that has anything to do with my version of the game. Nothing that could cause that was changed by me. Everything that I added to the game is completely unrelated.
Well, we have the first passengers that want to go to Bexhill with the train, so that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. I'm just following it right now because right now I can't do all too much. I need to wait a little bit until my other cargo setups are working.
Mm-hmm.
Although I could actually look for my fish stuff, because that tinning factory might already produce stuff. Okay, yeah, it started producing food, so let's see. Let's actually put a thing into Bexhill that actually does accept food. Where is a nice marketplace? Over here is a marketplace or something like that. Yeah, that seems to be a good location.
One more train at the depot. Which train is over there? I actually made a bus station over there. Okay, that's good to know.
What inspired me to make my own version of OpenTTD? Because the standard version is crap. That's basically it.
No, you completely cut away from me there.
What?
You were completely gone with a sentence for me.
I said because the original version is crap. That's why I did my own version. Someone asked me what inspired me to make my own version of OpenTTD.
Yeah, I heard that part, but then it just was gone completely.
I mean, there are. I would maybe saying that it's crap is a little too harsh, but let me put it this way: there are a lot of features available as patches in the wild in the OpenTTD forums where people have been working on them. And it takes ages for any of that to make it into the official release. Some of it isn't in line with the design philosophy of the official developers, so it probably will make it not into the official release ever. And I'm neither willing to wait nor willing to adhere to other people's ideas what the game should be like. The point of an the game is open source, I'm a software developer, so nothing's stopping me, right? So it was basically the trigger to start it is there is a certain amount of frustration of not having the feature and a certain amount of frustration of having to put the work in to add the feature, and once the frustration of not having it is higher than the frustration of having to put the work in, that's the point where you start doing it. That's pretty much it. And once you start working on it and you have new cool stuff, then yeah, you basically are at a point, if you see new cool stuff, you just... I mean, I added this thing, so I might as well add the other thing, you know? Then things just start flowing naturally. It also depends on what I add, on how much work it is. If somebody had worked on it and it's already very stable and nice code, then it's not really a big deal to add it. But if somebody just has a rough idea and has done something that is cool but doesn't work right yet, then I need to fix it and make sure it works right and fix a couple of bugs. That can take me a couple of hours or days even to get that right, and that is... then not so nice. That has to be a huge feature for me to put be in the mood to add that. One example would be the template-based train replacement. That was a huge pain in the ass to add because the multiplayer code was completely broken. And there were a ton of other bugs in it. But it is such a useful feature that I think I had to work 2 weeks on it to get it to work, but it's absolutely worth it. What do you think, Daily?
It's definitely an improvement over the standard OpenTTD, if you ask me.
Yeah, the standard OpenTTD replacement is fine for everything but trains. Because everything but trains consists only of one vehicle, you know, and trains consist of multiple vehicles, and that just doesn't work very well with the original.
No. It works better on this one, indeed.
And then you have stuff like tunnels on signals on tunnels and bridges, and programmable signals, and that kind of stuff, which to me is just completely essential, especially on big maps where the tunnels are long. Not having signals in the tunnels and on the bridges is just completely pointless.
Yeah, it kind of is, and because of that you can't make long tunnels and stuff like that, so you always have to make cuts in like the environment, and you don't always want to do that. So
yeah, exactly. It's that simple stuff that made me want to do it, because yeah, that just changes the entire gameplay. That's also, by the way, something in Mashinky, what we were talking about before we went online. That's something he absolutely needs to add as well. He needs to add signals to his bridges and tunnels, because the way his bridges work, you could see, basically, if you watched my videos or the one where I showed you how the game works, you could see that the bridges and the tunnels in his game, especially the bridges, end up longer, because he has to reach a certain height, you know? Because he goes up, and if you remember, you have to have a certain tile amount of slope until you're high enough so the bridge works, so the other trains can go under it, and that causes the bridges to be longer than they would have to be in OpenTTD, let's say. So anything that would be 4 tiles long in OpenTTD, that kind of bridge might be 8 tiles long in Mashinky. And that makes not having bridges, not having signals in those even worse. So that is certainly something he should add ASAP.
yeah, and we have looked at it together. You know, you showed me on Skype back in the day when you were having that press key, and I believe it was just before you were gonna record it.
Yeah, it basically hasn't changed yet. He hasn't added that yet. So that is really something he should do, because that is basically one of the first things that I added in OpenTTD in my version, actually, because the first version I added was a little bit buggy still, but not too bad, and even with the little bug that was still there, it was so useful that I didn't care that the bug was still in. So that is something he absolutely needs to add, because that just doesn't work any other way. So yeah, that's basically the reason why I made a thing. And then yeah, other people said, oh, this is so cool, I play with your version, and that of course keeps you also motivated to keep working on it if other people use it. Including DailyAKI here. I know of at least 3 other YouTubers that play with my version, so
yeah, I basically use it right now since I know about the existence of it, so
yeah, there's other versions, but there's not actually that many versions that have a good amount of features in it.
Well, I used to play with the version of Cargo District back in the day, because I really like the concept of Cargo District distribution, you know, so
yeah, that is in the official version now.
Yeah, that's now official, so we didn't need to use that patch anymore.
Yeah, by the way, do we even have that on? Yeah, I think we do.
Yeah, we do have that on. That's a good thing, though. At least for passengers, I believe. I don't know if we have it for
yeah, we have it for cargo, but okay. We can change that during the game if it doesn't work out for cargo, but I think it should work out. Now that we have that cargo specific order thing, it should actually work out perfectly fine. Without that, it's not so nice, but once you have that, And no,
Yeah.
we're not on the Mashinky Discord. It's DailyAKI's Discord server.
We're actually not on my Discord server at all at the moment. We're in a private call.
Yeah, whatever. But where even the Discord that we could use is not the Mashinky Discord.
No, it's my Discord. I do have an OpenTTD section in my Discord, so I'd say feel free.
I mean, I'm usually not even using Discord. I just downloaded Discord for this live stream, so I haven't ever been on the Mashinky Discord. So, but I have been in communication with the developer via email a little bit, so I have given him that feedback, so he knows about this stuff, and he plans to add it. It's just a matter of when. Everything that I think he should add, he's going to add. It's just I would maybe prioritize things a little bit differently, but that's up to him. I mean, if he adds it at all, it's fine, but I would just prioritize stuff like tunnels and bridges and path signals before he does something else. Yeah, I see.
A different icon. Okay.
I see the patch notes of Mashinky on Steam as well, Azure Speed. I know what he's working on. I've seen his roadmap, so I don't need to go for Discord for that. I know what his patch notes are. Anyway, enough about Mashinky. We're not playing Mashinky now. We might actually, once that has reached a certain level of maturity, we might actually do that at some point, but that'll probably take a couple of months before we're anywhere near that.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Because for that, I wouldn't consider it before he has tunnels and and bridges signals, before he has path signals, before he has a certain variety of station graphics, and before he has, well, mod support is probably not that important yet, but it depends on how much variety there is in vehicles in the base game. Once a certain variety of stuff is there, and path signals are in there, and waypoints are in there, and bridges and tunnels have signals, then I'm gonna consider it. I also don't know what he plans for other vehicle types like trucks and stuff like that. I mean, you can already build roads. That wouldn't make much sense if he doesn't plan to add road vehicles, so I'm guessing he will do that.
Yeah, that's true. Or I don't know why else you would like put it in the game, like buildable.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't really make any sense not to put them in. I mean, once the towns grow to a certain size, bus network certainly makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like the interesting stuff that he has in there with. Let me just build another tram line here, something. So I'm just not just talking, but also doing something. I like the thing that he has in there, where you can basically extend stations with upgrades. And also industries with upgrades. That is a nice feature. So you can add a waiting room to increase the station coverage and stuff like that. And you can build certain upgrades to the industries, so they either produce more of the same or additional stuff. Those are nice. Those are nice features. Once he has the basics of the transport network stuff in there, the game will be very, very interesting. That is actually the stuff that where he has an advantage over OpenTTD, because OpenTTD doesn't have anything like that.
No. If you build a station building over here, it doesn't really have any purpose.
Yeah, and that also adds a little bit more, strategy to the game, because you can adjust the industries and stuff to your needs. You can say, okay, I want this industry to produce more of this stuff and less of this stuff. Something like that basically doesn't exist in OpenTTD. The industries produce always the same thing. I mean, you can give them supply so they produce a little bit more, but in Mashinky, you have these eras that unlock additional stuff, and you can do upgrades of industries, build additional stuff so they can produce additional stuff. There is certain amount of strategy that you can use in your game and adjust the gameplay to what you currently want to do. That is certainly something that makes this game a little bit special with his tokens and that upgrade system. I think that's what makes his game unique out of all of these games that are currently on the market. And that once the basics are in place, that will be the interesting part.
Yeah, that's indeed something that's different from his game, and something that other games don't really have right now. At least not the train games. Let's put it that way. I don't know about maybe special city builder games that have something like that in the system. But
yeah, maybe, but not any transport.
No,
games that I know.
Games, no.
Most transport games that I know focus very much on the transportation itself, not so much on the things that you transport.
True.
But the way you transport them. So I think that is actually a design flaw in all the other ones. They just try to copy Transport Tycoon and then improve on the transportation and on the graphics and the user interface. But I mean, if you look at Transport Fever, and if you take out the UI differences and the differences in how you set up transport lines, it's basically the same game.
Yeah, it is the base. It is the same game, and it's with every game.
You have industries and you have cities, and you transport passengers and industries between other industries and other cities with different transport vehicles. It's basically the same thing as OpenTTD, just different UI, different way you're doing it, but once you set it up, you basically have the same thing. You have buses and trains running around doing exactly the same thing. And in Mashinky, with this stuff that you can actually not just manipulate your vehicles, but you can actually manipulate the industries themselves and your stations and adjust them to your needs, that is something that is adding a level of gameplay that none of the other games have.
Yeah.
Adds a layer, adds an additional thing you can do.
By the way, I screwed up.
Where?
Well, I have two bridges, one over a river and one road. And I forgot to lay down a little piece of railway between those two bridges.
Where are you?
It's near Bexhill, basically. There is a section with a corner and 3 bridges in the corner. So it was like, why aren't the trains going to Bexhill north here? And I saw why, because there was a piece of rail missing.
Did you add it already?
Yeah, I've added already. So it's been.
Is that the road bridge and the rail bridge right next to each other? Where the train is now?
No. It's a little bit more up.
That little bit of
where you can see the 3 bridges.
Ah, yeah. Okay, so there was between the bridges there was a piece missing, or what?
Yep, there was a piece missing. I forgot.
Yeah. I can see where that probably was. Yeah.
It's just a single track piece, and in the meantime, I've built a second passenger line to Ulverstone.
Azure Speed just says that he will add trucks and buses once he finished more eras to have more variety of diesel trains. Yeah, that makes sense. That he will probably not go into the electric era for a while. He first needs to add the graphics for that, obviously.
Yeah, and it's a one-man game, right?
It's
basically made by him. So
he tells me he has some help, but I don't know exactly what that means. That might be marketing people or whatever. So I don't know. From the programming, the pure programming, I think he's alone. Yeah, I don't know whether he has any specific artists maybe helping him out, or just the people helping him putting it on Steam, or I don't know. Maybe I'm guessing a composer. I mean, somebody had to compose the music, because it has a unique soundtrack. It's not bought music that's specially composed for Mashinky. I mean, it's only four. That's probably true. Yeah. It's only 4 tracks, but I'm probably for the finished game he will probably add a couple more. But yeah, for the development, for the pure development, it's probably just him. Ah, he has a few people to help him with the programming. Yeah, okay. Then now he probably has a little bit of a team. But I'm still guessing that most of the programming is still on him.
Is the music a bit loud? Let me put it a bit lower then. I can. Is it better like this? Really loud? I don't know. You know, I'll just put the music off. Probably just as good. What was I going to say? I don't know anymore. Oh yeah, the game I'm currently covering, the game called Ostrich, is actually made by one guy in his spare time.
Yeah, a lot of people do these games in their spare time. I mean, what was that game called with the blocks, with the cubes? Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Yeah, Minecraft was basically a one-man job as well, and there's others.
You can't hear me? Are you sure about that?
I can hear you, so they should be able to.
You should be able to hear me, because I can hear myself talk in the microphone here, so... And everything is recording. Oh, never mind. I guess he can hear me again.
Yeah, there's a couple of games that were one-man jobs. I mean, you can basically create any game in this world alone. It's just a matter of time. I could do, I don't know, the next, I don't know, Call of Duty. That would be perfectly possible. I would just have to look into how to do it, and then give me about 50 years, and I would be able to do it. But, yeah, a minimum. I would actually guess more like 200 years. Because if you think that's like 250 people working on it for 2 years, then you can see how many man years that is. Yeah, you would give me a couple of centuries, and then I could do it. But yeah, it is only a measure of time. If you're good enough and you can study how to do it, which isn't, I mean, okay, AAA games really require you to have a lot of experience to pull it off, but it's not, well, I can't say it's not rocket science, because one of the Quake developers actually used to be a rocket scientist, and he said it's absolutely harder than rocket science to make a game. And I probably agree with him, because rocket science is actually not that hard in comparison. Game development is a very multifaceted thing. You have to be good in a lot of fields. So also in mathematics and stuff like that, if you actually go into the engine development and optimization and all that kind of stuff, you have to know about a lot of things. So, but it's not something, if you're intelligent enough to get a university degree in something, then you should be good enough to be able to at least learn that in time. But to learn everything that's involved with game development, yeah, you would probably spend 50 years learning everything and then another 200 years implementing it. So depending on the size of the game, you can absolutely do it alone. But I mean, I worked on a game commercially that was just a little party game for the PlayStation and the Wii, and we were already a 25-man team working for half a year, 6 months around the clock. So, well, not around the clock, but normal work time. But yeah, then you can imagine what a bigger game is like. I mean, when we did Wing Commander, we worked with, like, I don't know, quite a number of people, like 10, 12 people for about 10 years. And then in the end, we needed testers and composers and voice actors and all that kind of stuff that comes together when you finalize the game. Then you need all this stuff. I mean, of course, you could also do all your voice acting yourself, but that would be a little silly, right? So
yeah, probably not the best thing to do, indeed. You want to have someone good voice actor and stuff like that, for sure. So yeah.
That's the thing when your need of people really blows up. I mean, if you want to do a game alone, you basically can't have any kind of acting in it. You can't have anything that's story driven unless you really do a retro game with just text and stuff like that. If you really want something immersive, then you can't do that unless you pay for actors that voice your game. You need at least one composer, because I don't think any game would work nowadays without any music.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I have to say that the game like Ostrich lacks music for now, but I think that's a future thing to come.
Yeah, definitely.
Not that I really mind that there is no music in the game, because I enjoy it just as much without music than with music, so that's not a problem for me. And
if you do any kind of interactions in the game, any kind of effects, and you need sound effects for that, yeah, you can buy those sound effects, or you need a sound artist that creates those effects for you. So
yeah, I think, to be honest, those sounds are bought, because I hear them in all kind of games.
Yeah, most people probably buy them these days, because getting a sound artist to make completely new sounds for you, those guys are not cheap. So
yeah. But
that's the thing about buying stuff. You need to be a little bit careful. That can make your game look and sound a little bit awkward if you buy stuff that 50 other people have already used. That can make your game look and sound a little low quality because people recognize the stuff. So that is always a little trade-off.
That's what I have with a couple of games, like The Forest, and there is another game that I played, and a couple of the sounds are completely the same.
Yeah, that's if you buy sounds, you might want to maybe put them through a sound processor and add something to it, or change the pitch, or do something with them so they're not that easily recognizable anymore. But I mean, back then when we did Wing Commander, the Saga, that wasn't a big problem, because we used the sound effects from Wing Commander 3 and 4, because of course we wanted them to be recognizable, since we were doing an homage to the original game, so they were supposed to sound the same. But if we hadn't done that, we basically would have to have replaced, I mean, how many sound effects did we have? Probably 200. From a little ping for an error message, to a mouse click sound, to fully explosion sounds and the engine thrust and all that kind of stuff. Basically everything that does anything in your game needs to be done.
Each service, yeah, indeed. That's a lot of sound.
I mean, you even for modern games, you even need a font created. I need a guy that does a font for you, but most games don't buy a font. They specifically hire someone that designs the font for them, for the text. You can't just put their Arial or Times New Roman in there and expect that to look professional.
No, okay, that's true. That's totally true.
So.
But anyway, we have been streaming for 49 minutes already.
Yeah, we should probably take another break.
Yeah, don't you think so?
How many? Do you want that one little train running there? Is that intentional? That one 2-tile long train?
Yeah, that's intentional. That's a shorter train to the other.
That's the sideline. Okay.
Yeah, that's the sideline to Ilverston.
Okay, so we'll make another break here, guys.
Yeah.
Somebody tells me you need a signal. You need to sort out your. Sorry, you need to sort out your signals near Lunsford.
Near Lunsford. Yes. What's wrong with the signals near Lunsford?
Now he said sorry passing lanes maybe. Oh yeah, because there was one train waiting. Because you have many trains on that line right now. Maybe you should.
Yeah, they just need to timetable at the moment.
Yeah, they will spread out.
Space out. So that's the problem here.
Okay, Azure, if we don't make another stream, just watch both of our channels. If the next episodes won't be a stream, there will be normal episodes that you can watch as a normal video. So, good night. Okay, then we'll make another break and we'll see you guys back in 5 minutes.
Yep. See you soon.